Well, hello, everybody. This is Russ Reed. I'm the Executive Director of the National Center for the Biotechnology Workforce, and I'm delighted today because we have Dr. Jacob Surratt with us, who is our Chief Academic Officer and our Provost at Forsyth Technical Community College. Welcome to SciTech, Dr. Surratt.
Russ, good morning. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to participate.
Well, just before we get into our conversation, Dr. Surratt, I just want to welcome into our conversation as well Sean Killebrew. And as you know, Sean Killebrew is one of our treasured graduates of Forsyth Technical Community College, and it's also a veteran. And this week being Veterans Week and Thursday being Veterans Day, we just wanted to recognize Sean for his efforts in when he was overseas prior to him finishing off at Forsyth Tech. Sean, how are you today?
I'm fantastic, Russ. Good to see you.
Sean, I think we both want to thank you for your service, and one of the best hires we ever did was to get you into the college, so very, very appreciative of that.
Yes. Thank you, Sean, and for your service and dedication.
It was an honor to serve, and it's an honor to be at SciTech.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Surratt, the college knows you as our provost, but most of us don't know that you actually have an EDD in the science of kinesiology. Can you tell us tell our SciTech audience a little bit about the science of kinesiology?
Sure. Thank you, Russ, and thank you for the question. It's always a pleasure to talk about kinesiology and really what it means. So kinesiology is kind of an umbrella term. It's the study of human movement, and but the study of human movement, kinesiology, encompasses so many other subdisciplines that's tied to it, such as exercise physiology, physical activity, physical education, biomechanics, athletic training. There's so many different subsets of how we study and analyze and prescribe and influence human movement. So kinesiology is the large umbrella term for the family of all of those other sciences that live within it.
What encouraged you to study kinesiology?
That's a good question, and I appreciate that. It helped me reflect. Probably two or three things. One is sports. I was heavily involved in athletics at a young age and throughout my entire life. Wasn't always great at sports, so I think I was trying to always find the way to get better. And through that, I found training, found exercise and resistance training and speed training. And so I found that I really enjoyed that aspect of athletics. Probably a bit of wellness too. Was influenced by my family and wellness. In some ways, seeing how we needed to improve wellness, and one of the best ways to do that was through exercise and nutrition, and just enjoyment. I'm a person who loves movement, so it was a kind of a field that enabled me to do a little bit of everything. Outdoor, indoor, different aspects. I'm kind of a generalist of all parts of kinesiology. So those are my primary reasons.
So, I think we can all relate to those kinds of aspects of movement. Is there anything that you are particularly excited about with respect to changes in kinesiology or modern kinesiology?
So a couple of things. I mentioned that kinesiology is encompassing of a lot of different things, and for years, especially in the educational realm, like those different subsets of kinesiology have kind of lived by themselves, lived in silos, so to speak. And I think there's a trend we've seen at least over the last 5 to 7 years that those groups are coming together in a more collaborative, interdisciplinary nature. Some colleges are restructuring themselves to have entire departments or divisions of kinesiology so it's enabling those or empowering those groups to work together, and it's helping students to explore various opportunities, more of an engagement with physical activity and wellness. We know it's a need. We see there's an increased need of that, and some direct correlation to some of the statistics we're seeing with patients who had COVID. So I think it's an opportunity, a wonderful opportunity for those who are practitioners who work in the field of kinesiology to be able to step up and be leaders and show our true value of how we can contribute to not only an education but whole society of helping be preventative in nature, helping people to prevent medical illnesses and states of unwellness and really improving lives through that across every spectrum. So again, because it touches so many things in athletics and health, I think it's just a wonderful opportunity post-COVID that kinesiology professionals have.
So could we just explore that a little bit more so that our students that are watching this SciTech can relate to maybe their futures and how it might affect them with respect to kinesiology? So do you think you could put that into terms of actual jobs that kinesiologists might have?
Sure, and that's a great question, and I think something that is expanding and broadening even as we speak. Many things. So kinesiology is kind of a tiered approach now. If someone's interested in moving into a health field or a wellness field, or even some sort of advanced medical degree, such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, even physician assistant, and now athletic training is also considered an advanced degree because of the master's requirement. Kinesiology, exercise science, is a great generic degree to kind of get a foundation in exploring different aspects of science and the body and health and wellness, and springboarding into those advanced degrees, those career paths. Health and physical education teachers in higher ed, K-12, that's still a wonderful opportunity. As well are people who are just exploring science and research. There's so many different aspects that kinesiology spider webs and touches across in so many different fields. So, and there's been intentionality in how we've designed those degrees to prepare a student to go into any one of those fields. So you're seeing a lot of people coming out of PA school and PT school with their doctorate or master's degrees who said they started off in kinesiology. There's also the opportunity to work with athletic teams as a strength coach or some sort of trainer. A lot of teams have those on their staff through all levels, even at high school to professional. And so there's just so many different aspects and options, and that's exciting. That's exciting for someone who's maybe just interested in movement or activity of what they may be able to tap into.
So I wanted to ask this question, and this is just a personal question asking out to you on this. When you see golfers and these professional golfers, they're so good at what they do, but then you hear that they spend hours and hours training, but at the same time, I think they have coaches, and sometimes they even have like a motion coach. Is that a part of kinesiology?
Yes. So, coaching. So, kinesiology is definitely part of coaching. So, golf specific's a great example. Golf is such a specified sport with a certain technique. You've got to have someone who understands the sport and how to train in that specific skill, make tweaks to the technique that they're using, their swing, breaking it down from a biomechanics standpoint of where they may be off an inch or two or need to tweak this. So there's a science there you can analyze. There's also a training aspect, just generic training. A lot of golfers have a strength coach or a personal trainer who analyzes and partners with the person that's helping them analyze their swing and seeing how they can improve their power or how can they prevent injuries from certain areas. What people don't realize is golfers are very powerful. That's a powerful, powerful athlete. And all the power comes in their core, their hips, their thighs, their abdominal region. And so a lot of that torque can cause injuries, lower back pain, muscle problems, musculoskeletal problems we don't think about. And so it's all about prevention. And so those strength coaches, those coaches design exercises, help design trainings to help prevent injuries so that they can stay competitive longer and can be at their peak performance. And that's a fascinating question, Russ. And then I got to experience through a couple of my internships in grad school watching some of these college strength coaches work with golfers. I got to see some of the interesting exercises they did, which were a lot of, they used the term prehab. So you're familiar probably with rehab. Rehab is after you're injured, you go get rehabilitated. A lot of these coaches implement what they call prehab. It's a lot of the same exercises you use in rehab, but you do them in your exercise routine to prevent yourself from getting injured. So it was fascinating to see that.
Well, Dr. Surratt, this is our last question for you today. What would you recommend for our students who are going to watch this SciTech in terms of how they should prepare themselves to want to actually study and maybe pursue the field of kinesiology?
Great. Well, that's a great question, Russ. And I actually got to speak to some future fitness professionals about 2 weeks ago and was asked the same question. And so my recommendation to these students, but really any student, this would apply to any student interested in going into any field, is reach out and find someone who is working in the job you think you would be aspiring to go into, whether it's being a strength coach, personal trainer, physical therapist, occupational therapist. Reaching out to them, asking to have a conversation to learn more about some of the questions you asked me today. Why did they choose it? What do they like about their job? What do they not like about their job? And seeing if they would be allowed to spend a day, two, maybe a week kind of shadowing them, just to see the ins and outs, the pros and cons. Because I think if students can live in that world before they ever go into their academic pathway, it helps them to get a good feel of, yeah, this is what I would be interested in, or no, it's not. Also, that helps develop network, because developing a network of people is a strong thing, especially in the field of kinesiology. There's a deep, close-rooted network. There's a very big family atmosphere across all areas of kinesiology. And so a lot of times that's how I got connected with so many people, is I interned with one person and they had 10 or 20 people they knew and connected me with them. And so just that first step in the door of getting connected with someone is what I think is most important.
So connectivity is a very important aspect, and this field is very specialized. So I'm sure the group that actually rises and works with people in this field is probably not all that large, right?
Well, it depends on which area. You know, if you're talking about strength coaches, that's probably very small subset. There's not a massive amount of jobs out there. Athletic training, a little bit larger. PT, OT, health and PE teachers, that network gets larger and larger depending on. So yes, I think, you know, but again, what I was talking to students who are trying to go into this field a couple of weeks ago, they said, how do you know which field to go into? I said, well, go observe a strength coach, PE teacher. You know, they may just be interested in fitness, but really don't know which one to go into. So I would encourage, try them all. see which one best, you know, whets your appetite and gets you excited for it.
Well, I think that's great advice for our students. And I want to thank you, Dr. Surratt, for joining us on SciTech today. And I want to thank Sean for taking care of the media aspect of SciTech. And I thank our sponsors who are listed at the end of this video. And I want to wish everybody a great day and also a great week. This is Veterans Week, so we should remember our veterans. Thank you.
Thank you, Russ. Thank you, Sean. I enjoyed it.